Welcome. Thank you for joining me, the Old Grumpy Prosperity Team, and the Prosperous Diva for this special presentation of Grow Your Mind and Money. We are interviewing Issac Delane Coleman, master of fitness and faith, entrepreneur, and creator of the reality of fitness. Issac has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower himself and others to bring out the reality of fitness. Stay the course and take the actions to fulfill their dreams. Issac's willingness to share his heart, not just his knowledge, to make a difference, has him be a champion for humanity. Before we continue, it's time to see what Prospering Thought Mr. Ronnie has for us today. Ronnie?
Thank you, Nikki. Let's see. Transform disappointment. Feel the disappointment, then gather all the energy in that feeling and put it to good use. You'll soon leave the disappointment far behind as you move forward to do great things. When you feel disappointment, it means you know things could have been and can be better. Take hold of that vision and work on bringing it fully to life. No disappointment is ever permanent. Take what is positive, informative, and motivating in each disappointment and leave the rest behind. Look for opportunities to channel disappointment into positive action. Though you can't do anything about what has already happened, you can choose what you do with it. Disappointment enables you to experience firsthand what you don't want. Use that experience to develop new clarity about what you do want. Life will sometimes disappoint you. Embrace each disappointment and transform it into inspiration. When I'm present to about myself and grow my mind when it comes to the theme, transform disappointment, is I'm really present to the line that says, life will sometimes disappoint you. Sometimes. And I like that it said, I'm really present to that it says life, not people. Not people. Life will sometimes disappoint you. People, I'm present that if I take on that people are who they are, and in who they are, they be who they be. And you either love them for who they are and who they are not, or you're not truly accepting them. So what I'm present to is that life may disappoint you. People are being themselves. Okay. All right, it's time for a special interview with Issac Delane Coleman. Empress Nakia, please take it away.
That was good, Ronnie. I like that. Life will disappoint you, not people. Wow. Okay. So, in this part of the interview, we learn about a challenge Issac faced in having his dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of his sails. Somehow, some way, he kept going and turned that challenge from seeming defeat to victory. Thank you so much, Issac, again for being on the show tonight.
You are more than welcome.
Awesome. I just want to make sure you was there. I was like, I'm losing you. Awesome. We're going to jump right into the questions, and we're just going to go with the flow, right? So, Issac, please share an incident or time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails and the going got rough, like just inexplicably rough?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I would like to say thank you all for having me on the show. And many years ago, I set out to break a couple of different push-up world records. But I came up short and was sidelined due to injuries in conjunction with demanding college and work schedules. So obviously that set me back throughout the years.
I can get that. So go into more depth of how that really impacted you. You see that moment. What happened? Why was that such a standout moment for you?
I realized that I had a special and unique talent for very, very difficult push-ups way back in junior high years. And for me to be training for those many years and then to make it to college and say, all right, it's time for me to implement these now, and to come up short, it's going to take a toll on a person, right? When you do anything for many, many years, you pretty much expect the result to happen as you intended it. So that definitely, took its toll on me, and then to be faced with those injuries and to have to juggle, work and school full time and so forth.
Okay, got it. So during the time that you were dealing with this particular situation, did you blame other people, your circumstances, or yourself?
Absolutely. The blame was completely on me, due in part to my circumstances. That was my intensive work and college schedule, which was a difficult path, no less, but it was a path that I chose. I knew that I had to put forth an even greater effort in order to achieve and succeed while balancing those challenges and stressors.
So you realized that during that time? Now that's profound. Because it's like, let's figure that out. Okay, you owned it. So at what point did you stop caring about who or what to blame? And I get that you blamed yourself. So at what point did you transform that decision in and stop caring about the blame and owning it?
Well, I reckon I take every opportunity for challenge to learn from it. So I would definitely say that this was immediately made lucid to me based upon my upbringing from my mother, who raised me in an old school Baptist church, as well as my in-depth knowledge that I had received from many college professors who would end up becoming lifelong mentors.
Wow. Okay. When did you see the light of freedom and the possibility of what actions to take? And I understand you had your mentor. When was that moment that you saw that action to take? Almost like that aha moment.
It may have been there right from the very start. In reality, even after a setback, I have never stopped training intensely, keeping myself in phenomenal conditioning. As a student of the martial arts, most notably Muay Thai, kickboxing, and Taekwondo, I have remained in what experts consider fighting shape. However, I refer to it as warrior shape, and the reason being is that I knew that one day I would manifest the time, the dedication, and the execution of finally breaking a Guinness World Record. Therefore, I have perpetuated the discipline, the indomitable spirit, and the readiness for that implementation.
Wow. Okay. So thinking about the theme, transform disappointment, what are you present to when it comes to turning around disappointment in your personal life?
Awesome. I see any negative circumstance as a mechanistic vehicle and an opportunity for me to use my spiritual, mental, cognitive, and physical fortitudes to dig down deep and thereby overcome such disappointment.
Okay, got it. So thank you so very much for your sharing. And I'm going to acknowledge you for your powerful sharing in just a moment. I'm going to ask the team to please share with me for themselves about their life from your sharing, Isaac, and the difference that your sharing created for them. So I'm going to start with Ronnie B. Mr. Ronnie?
Well, Isaac, thank you for sharing that. And what I got present to was, the disappointment. You doing all this work, and you've been doing this work since you've been in high school to achieve this goal. And you did the right things. You followed the right programs. You took the right coaching, and you behaved the right way. And with all of that, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. With all of that, it did not happen. And, it didn't happen, and the reasons, like you said, but like the injury and all of that. And what I got for myself is that oftentimes I'll get disappointed because I'm working my butt off. I'm putting my heart out there. I'm reaching out, and I'm being consistent. And it's like, come on. And then, boom, all that work. Well, that path didn't work. That path didn't work. And but you know what? What I got present to, what became present in what you were sharing is, and so what? And so what? So what?
Yes, sir.
And then what is next?
Mm-hmm.
So what? And what is next? And and I really, I just want to take the time, just really acknowledge myself. I get disappointed. I'm human. I get disappointed. I get hurt feelings. I have stuff happen, and like anyone else. It happens. But what I acknowledge myself for is that whatever happens, I do the work I do the work so I'm not making others wrong because I'm disappointed. And the more I focus on making sure that I'm not making them wrong because I'm disappointed, the less disappointed I am with myself, because then I'm not looking at me. I'm like, hey, how did this land over there? So, wow. But Isaac, and just a quick brief share, as Isaac and I were doing the pre-production, we were kind of sharing how our week was going. And I'm like, man, Isaac, brother, let me tell you, man, it's been a rough, it's just been, my ass been getting whooped this week, boy. And he was like, man, you know what? I've been getting whooped this week. And we just started laughing because we get that. And you know how you have that laugh of recognition, like, man, we just been too working ass rough. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that, Ronnie. Diva, Nikki, Princess, what would you like to share?
I've got nothing. I have nothing to share. I'm not involved. I got nothing. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I wasn't even ready. I was like, wait, are we? It's like, I was like, wow. We need to put a pause on this. Okay, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Man.
Okay,
what I'm present to is making a choice to do something or some things that requires a lot of you, taking a lot from you. And no matter what you do and how much you give to it, still missing the mark, even if it's missing your own mark, but being responsible for the choice that you made to do any and all of it, yet still choosing to continue because it's what you want to do. And I'm present too, no matter where you are physically and health-wise, having the ability to still be better no matter what is still present, still available. Not about where you want to be, where you were, and where you wish you could be and what it could have been, but what is still available for me.
Got it.
Nice.
Anything else?
Well, I'm sure I could, go down the rabbit hole and get the whole box, but do we have time for that?
No, at first you didn't have nothing, and then I was saying you became famous. So I just want to make sure I moved on. Okay?
Yes, that is all.
Okay. So thank you, Diva Nikki. Thank you, Ronnie D. For myself, I just thank you. And I really got present to how, and it's kind of what Ronnie and Nikki were both saying, but, how it showed up for me is, you can try and try and try, and try as you may. And you can work so hard. And like Ronnie was saying, you did this right, you did that right, and you stayed the course and you fought through it, and there was a disappointment at the end of the day. And life is full of disappointment. See, the difference is get disappointed and stop, quit, give up, never try again, or be disappointed and look at, was there something missing? Be disappointed and look at, had I modified this, or had I adjusted that, or, you know what, it just wasn't the season. I still did everything right. I would do the same exact things all over again, but it wasn't the season. And what I appreciated, and could I have appreciated it had I accomplished it then versus accomplishing it now? Like, you got the opportunity to be in the Book of World Records. You had an experience, and you worked so hard, and you were committed to the outcome, ultimate outcome that you were seeking, and it didn't happen when you thought it should have happened. I would think that I would have been married by now. I've dated. I've been in relationships, right? But I get that I wasn't ready. I could not be where I am today in this very moment, in this space, and looking at anything that may come up, be able to get through it and manage it and be okay with it and still be in a good space, whatever, had I not gone through the experiences and the trials and the training that I had been on in previous relationships, because I couldn't have appreciated it, and it wouldn't have lasted because I hadn't been through nothing at that point. But I've been through something since. So now I can get it and value it to a level that is unexplainable, and I'm okay, and I'm at peace, and there's still joy. Mm-hmm. So there's disappointment that happens all the time. But do you stop in the midst of the disappointment? That's how we miss a lot, like block ourselves. Or do we say, you know what, damn, that was a serious-ass disappointment. Man, that was a blow. Man, that broke me right there. But see, I'm broken only in that moment. But at the end of the day, I get back up, and I dust myself off, and I keep moving. Mm-hmm. Accomplish or get to where my destiny is. So I'm sure we'll revisit this later on in the show. But I'm going to take that was good.
That was good. That was good.
So,
I thought you were going to preach.
I know, man. I was like, well, we'll some of that for later on. We're going to cognizant of responsible And I just want to, thank you again, Isaac, for sharing, for making a difference in the listening of each of us and our listeners, And we will hear more from you later in the show, Isaac, and I know everyone is excited and looking forward to it. So I'm going to request that Diva Nikki, at this moment, take us to break.
Stay tuned for the corner. We are featuring music from Lizzie Blasquez. That's if I said it right. And if I didn't, we're featuring music from Lizzie B. And my interview with our guest, Issac Delane Coleman. Thank you. Welcome back. We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. It is time for the corner with Mr. Ronnie, so let's give him a smooch and a rose. And let's go on over to the corner. Mr. Ronnie.
Thank you. Welcome to the corner. We are featuring music from Lizzie Blasquez. We ask the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it needs more fertilizer. Ooh. All right. We're going to hear Ooh Baby. Ooh. DJ, please roll it.
Baby, you look at me, you got my body sweating. Can you drive at my speed? You got my heart racing. Ooh, baby, I know you want it. Ooh, baby, you know I want it. Fasten your seatbelts, get ready for the ride. We're getting higher, higher into the sky. Ooh, baby, I know you want it. Ooh, baby, you know I want it. Higher into the sky, take me higher into the sky, higher into the sky, so high, high. Ooh baby, high, high. Ooh baby, from the ground to the sky, you and me until eternity. We're gonna reach for beyond, you and me, ooh baby. Plane, limo, helicopter, let's go for a ride. On the elevator like a rocket to the sky. Make a wish upon the stars, you and me, ooh baby. Higher into the sky, take me higher into the sky, higher into the sky, so high, high. Ooh baby, high, high. Ooh baby, high, high. Ooh baby,
right, that was Lizzie Blasquez, and the name of the track was Ooh Baby. Empress of Faith Nakia. Ooh, baby, I love the way you are. You giving the track a smooch and a rose or some free fertilizer?
You really like that, Ronnie, but it's okay. I actually did I like the jam. When I first saw the title, I was like, oh, stole somebody's song. Yeah. Smooth in a rose. I really did enjoy it. It had me bobbing my head and music, and I would recall the lyrics, and it was nice. I enjoyed it. So she did well done.
All right, okay, Lizzie. You got one smooch in a rose, but we know how the fickle finger can go around here. Diva Nikki, smooch in a rose or free fertilizer?
A rose. I'm not really feeling it so much. I mean, a rose, yes, a rose. I'm going to keep my smooches, but a rose.
Okay, all right. Okay, still, okay. Smooch and a rose. You got two roses and a smooch. Okay, all right, Lizzie. Sir Issac, Delane, Coleman, would you like to weigh in on the verdict, sir? Smooch and rose or fertilizer?
Well, as much as I like fertilizer, I think it's a really cute song, so I'll give it smooch and rose.
All right, okay. Now, at first, I was a little bit like, when it first started, like, yeah. But as I listened to the track, I started liking it. So I'm going to give it a smooch and a rose. Lizzie, it was majority smooches and roses, so you did well. If you like the music from Lizzie Blasquez, you can check her out at LizzieBlasquez.com. And I'm not going to spell it. You just have to read the script. And the Old Grumpy Radio Network. Now it is time to continue our interview with Issac Delane Coleman, champion for humanity. Over to you, Diva Nikki.
Thank you. So, thank you, Issac, for staying with us for an interview with me. And, of course, I'm so excited. Now, in this segment, we will learn more about his business venture, the reality of fitness. Issac, please share the aha moment when you knew in your heart of hearts that it was time for you to create the reality of fitness.
Well, initially, I began training clients of all walks of life, elderly, children, people with disabilities, and so forth, back at the YMCA in the year 2005. And many clients urged me back then to start my own business because they stated that I was a really good instructor helping people with their individual health and fitness goals. Therefore, I began helping and training people on my own the following year, throughout the years. However, I officially obtained my business license earlier this year. In other words, the initial creation was invented in 2005, but it was actually manifested in 2019.
2018?
2019.
Oh, okay. 2006, 2019. Okay. Well, what circumstances, people, or new challenges come into consideration as you do the work to hone your craft and build your business?
Okay. As I kind of mentioned earlier, I see every challenge as a means to be overcome and a factor to make me stronger. So when it comes to clients, I see each one as unique and design plans that will help them individually. Now, scientifically, this is the correct approach. And realistically, my clients always seem to truly appreciate this.
Okay. Individuals. What are your measures for success?
Isaac, I would like to just delve a little bit deeper, because the question is, what circumstances, people, or new challenges come into consideration as you do the work to hone your craft and build your business? Because it's sort of like you answered how you handle the challenge.
Right.
But that wasn't the question. The question was what circumstances, people, you're building a business. There's some new challenges. So we're trying to get to that. And thank you, Diva Nikki.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Well, definitely each new client, since I individualize them, they do come with their own unique set of individual problems that I must help them overcome. So getting them to where they want to be and getting them in a consistent plan, it always creates a new challenge. Now, once you get people comfortable with you and they figure out kind of the direction that they're going, it becomes easier. But each new client is definitely a challenge. Working with someone over time, it gets much easier, not only for the client, but for me as well.
Thank you. What are your measures for success from a personal and a business perspective? Yeah.
Personally, I measure my success by how much I grow spiritually, mentally, cognitively, and physically. Now, from a business perspective, I measure my success by how many people my services and products can actually help and reach.
Always growing self and reaching and helping others. Thank you. Please share now a specific moment or event where your efforts bring a smile to your face. Something specific.
I would say this year on August 13th, I actually finally broke the Guinness World Record for the most number of thumb push-ups in 1 minute. Be that as it may, that is not the definitive smiling moment. During this World Record event, I also coordinated a St. Jude Children's Research Hospital fundraiser, and I called it United Against Cancer is the Answer. Now, unfortunately, I did not raise as much money for cancer research for the children of St. Jude as I intended, but the St. Jude Events Department was very appreciative of me including them, and they were very excited about my world record. So this definitely put a smile on my face.
Thank you, Isaac. We're now going to ask the team to please share what they see about their life from Isaac's sharing and the difference his sharing created for them. And I'm going to start with Mr. Ronnie.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. Well, the thing that the difference that it makes for me, it reminds me of the difference that I've made for people over the years. And, as I was, we were sharing earlier about how Isaac doesn't watch football, and not that he has, before we get riots in the street, he's not against the sport, but he has other sports he enjoys and other things he's into. And I used to love football, but then I started spending my weekends and spending my time being of service to people. And it just became so rich and so fulfilling that I'll just say I lost myself. Because it was just so rich and the difference was so great. And, oh, God. So what you did, like you said here, it's not so much that St. Jude acknowledged you. It was that you got to have your love and spirit out there and reflect it back. So I got you, Brother Isaac. So that's what I see from my life,
sir.
about my life.
Thank you, Ronnie. And Empress of Faith.
You know, I just really a space of gratitude. You know, I have always been the one contributing to others and wanting to make a difference and wanting to help and, giving so much of myself, whether it's time, whether it's finances, whether it's just, listening, whether it's helping on a project, event, activity, something, right? Always giving. And now I can look at how there was moments when I wasn't able in my mind to myself, wasn't able to achieve or accomplish the things that I desired to accomplish because I had a set of standards for myself for whatever I was partaking in. But in the eyes of others, there was so much gratitude for just the contribution that I gave, I showed, I was a part of in making a difference for whatever the activity, event, or thing was. And it always, to me, seemed like I could have, would have, should have done more. But what I wasn't present to is the level of gratitude that the individuals had with simply being present. I can say the world look at contribution and how much. It's always an amount, a number. But being really present to the fact that the amount of time or being present, the involvement was there. Because there were so many people that may have been asked that gave a no. But it takes one person to say yes, one person to make a difference, one person to be present, one person to try to contribute in any way. And for that, I'm thankful. Because I could have been a no in so many circumstances, but instead I was a yes. And you don't always get the gratitude of what you see on the front end sometimes. Mm-hmm. There were so many people that have a difference in their lives and in the experience because of you being there, because of me being present. You know what I'm saying? And had I been present, there could have been a different outcome. There could have been a better outcome. It could have been worse. I don't know. That don't matter. Looking at is because I said yes. And the difference that I was able to make by being willing to say a yes, be a yes. So, yeah, thank you, because you made such a huge difference for a cause that everyone knows about, and could have been a no. You could have thought of somebody else. But the lives that are impacted and touched by just the consideration, the effort, the time, the commitment, the choice. You never know how many lives you touch, how many lives I touch by simply being present. Even this show, doing what we do. We never know the impact we make. Our listeners write in and share that experience with us. And that's why it's so critical that we continue to lead the cause and do what we do and be present and give the time and the space and the commitment and be gracious and have gratitude and be thankful for what has been made available to us, and we chose independently and collectively to do what we do, to be a voice for the world that needs to be heard and listened to. So thank you. I got a lot out of that. I'm sorry. I got a lot.
No. You're not. Well, we're going to jump on the dot star. But before we do that, I wanted to I do want to say this, and Isaac, when you got the script, you notice that it says Issac Delane Coleman, and then it says Champion for Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Now, now I'm sure you noticed that.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, well, how would he know? How would I know that you're a champion for humanity? How would he know? Or do I just say that? Or do I just put it out there? Am I just blowing smoke up your ass?
Right.
To make the show good. which we don't. But that's a true. That's the kind of authenticity we work with. But I'm going to tell you where it comes from. And Nikki, you need to get this too. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I get you a champion for humanity.
Amen.
So, Diva Nikki, take control of your segment and get us out of here, my dear.
Well, what I'm present to, for me, is just involving and serving others. Once again, just to serve. And the difference that makes for others be the difference that it makes for you. Thank you for sharing. Up next, Shiny's Sunshine Lounge. Wait, excuse me. I really want to acknowledge everything that my partners have said. Ronnie, Nakia, I really want to acknowledge what you guys shared and what you got from this segment. Thank you for your authentic sharing. Now, up next, Shiny's Sunshine Lounge. Plus, we're going to lose some baggage. Stay tuned.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And yes, Lord, we do it all with love. Now, she up the keys to the lounge. So I'm going to send it over to Diva Nikki, that princess in the corner, to see what's going on in the lounge. Nikki, take it away.
Welcome to Shiny's Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tap your feet. Tonight we have an awesome poet. You already know. Shiny, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry, performing anything for you, my love.
Anything for you, my love. Anything for you, my love. His words music to my ears, like gently wiping away tears. His need for me to be stress-free. His need for me to be happy. Wanting me to know he loves me. Driving the distance to save me. His love. Strong hugs and gentle kisses. Always this special lady. Acknowledge what's been missing. Holding me so close to inhale my scent. Reminding me that I am a gift. Smiling, happy to be by my side. Making sure I know he loves being in my life. With no plans to go anywhere. His plan includes many more years. Including old age. Laughing all the way. Yes. Finding the happy in it all. With his imprint on my soul, he placed many yesterdays, staying the distance, We are meant to love like this. We are meant to smile like this. We are meant to support like this. I enthusiastically stand on cloud nine. His presence changes things. He picks me up when I'm lacking, keeps me laughing. In fact, our friendship shows just that, how we have each other's back. So I know he means it when I hear him say, anything for you, my love. His words, music to my ears.
All right, all right, all right.
Yes, indeed. All right, all right, all right. Well, let's see here. Panel, is anything for you, my love? Getting some snaps, or is somebody going to throw some rotten tomatoes? Does someone dare throw rotten tomatoes?
Nikki, you can't be swaying folks.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I mean, snaps or rotten tomatoes.
Well, I'm going to say some snap, toe tapping, honey.
Thank you. And Isaac, would say you, sir.
As an advocate poet myself, I've got to support it and give it some snaps.
Yes, indeed. And Mr. Ronnie?
Well, I refuse to be intimidated.
Really?
So I wanted to get that out right away. I refuse to be intimidated. My name is not Donald Trump. I ain't got to lie. I'm going to just say what is there. Now, I was listening to it. And about the only thing that I can say is I ain't giving it no snaps because I'm too busy standing up, clapping, giving it a standing ovation.
All right.
Wise man.
Well, that's great. I am giving this selection toe tap, snap, toe tap, snap, and I'm jingling my keys. Now, if you enjoyed the performance from Shani, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry, you can check her out at shanithepoet.com and on Facebook /Shani Sunshine Lounge and at the Old Grumpy Radio Network. Now it is time to go over to Empress Nakia for Lose the Baggage.
Y'all ready to lose some baggage? All right. Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm on it. Okay. We're going to lose some baggage today. So I hope you're ready. Now, if you compare Grow Your Mind and Money to an airline, you would notice we have no planes, no check-in lines, no attendants, no pilots, or flights. What we promise is we will support you in losing your baggage. Now, baggage in this case is in the form of a complaint, but not just any old complaint. A complaint that has persisted over time. Now, this complaint does not have to be something traumatic or upsetting, and it could be. The complaint can be as simple as, I wish my spouse would take it. It pisses me off when they just leave it for me to take out. Now, why can't they just take it out? Okay? That is a mind-boggling question. Now, if you are someone who never complains, maybe you have nonverbal complaints. You know, something or someone rubs you the wrong way and you always let it go, but really, it really does rub you wrong, and you might get a little pissy about that. But you don't say, now consider that a complaint. We're going to do an exercise with our guest, Mr. Isaac. We asked him to look in an area of his life that's important to him for a persistent complaint. Now, let me give you a little context for our conversation. As human beings, we love to be right. And often what hides something from our view is our righteousness. righteousness. Get it? Right. Righteousness? Yeah. In our current world, it's not righteousness. We're simply being right, and that's all. Now, we're going to create the following categories. I know everybody had a pen and paper in hand, and look, I even have pen and paper in, I can't let you hit a pen, but I have a pencil, pen and paper in my own hand because we all been doing the work. Okay, so I gave you a little moment to get your pen and paper, so I hope you took advantage of that. Now, write down the following categories. We have 4 categories. Money, woo, freedom, yay, relationships, ooh, and health. Once again, money, freedom, relationships, and health. Now, what we would like you to do is to select a category where you would like to have a breakthrough. Okay, everybody has a category now. So under that category, write down a complaint or issue you have had that has persisted for a while. And when that issue comes up, what way of being rises with it? I have my category. I hope y'all have y'all. Okay. So do you get angry or sad, maybe resigned or indifferent? Whatever way you feel, express as a way of being. All right. If you rarely complain, category and answer these questions. Have you been putting up with or resisting or giving up? Let's see. Write that complaint that keeps persisting in that area. Write what way are you being about the issue, or how do you behave? Now, I guess Isaac and Nikki and Mr. exercises with you. We are doing the exercises with you. So what is the future that immediately gets created when this issue comes up? How do you behave? How do you feel? What actions do you take? Now, let me check in with everyone to see how they are doing with the exercises. And I want you to check in with yourselves as I'm checking in with Ronnie, Isaac, and Nikki. Okay? So, Mr. Ronnie, let's step through the process. Please share your category, the persistent complaint, and way you have behaved or feel when the issue arises. And then I would like you to tell us what is the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises.
Okay, thank you, Empress, and you do this segment so well. And just to let everybody know, I'm going to I'll capture what everyone says, Empress, so that you don't have to, try to remember. You can just be present with people, okay?
You're so awesome. So y'all
okay, all right, I can do that. Now, next time, Nikki can handle it. I'm just doing it this time. Because y'all how to run the show. All right, now, the category is freedom. It's freedom.
Okay.
And the complaint or issue I have is that for what's needed and what's wanted, to have the enterprise be prosperous and fully functioning and powerful, that I'm always giving up my freedom. And how that looks is that I just work. And it's like I love everything, I love it. But it's like, wow, you know what? I would love a life. And so it's like that, where it's like, so the complaint is that for what's needed and what's really needed and wanted, that I'm always giving up freedom. And the way that leaves me is that with doubt. It leaves me with doubt. Like, hey, because it is no guarantee. Mm-hmm. No guarantee. That's just how life works. Whether it's with love, life, you do everything right with your health and be stricken. That is just how it rolls. Circumstance and change. So when I start, and what happens is that I start doing stupid stuff. I'll cross a line that I shouldn't cross and upset people that I really care about. And then they question it. So I'll create doubt about my authenticity. But, because I'm doubting. So I'll create that. And the future that immediately gets created is frustrating and lonely. Okay?
Got it. All right, Ronnie. You put it on us today. So, I'm sharing my category. Okay. So, my persistent complaint and way I have behaved or feel when this issue.
The category?
I was reading. I was like.
Just keep going.
I was representing myself to the question. The future that gets created immediately when the issue arises for me. Okay. So my category is the category of health. So my complaint is, I feel bad. There's something that doesn't feel right. There's an impact on my physical health, which impacts my focus. So at that point, my action is to go to the doctor, find out what's going on, get tests ran if necessary, and get the results. Find out what it is and manage my health and well-being so I can be around. The way of being is, I begin to feel better, after a period of time. And then all of a sudden I start feeling the pain begins to reoccur. So immediately my response is disappointment. I'm like, really? What the hell?
Why the hell, Mama?
What is crap, And, it's like there's a lack of the ability to control the experience. So I get upset and sad, and I'm hurt because I want to function at 100%, and there's something impacting me, and I have to figure out how to control that so it doesn't impact everything else and anyone involved in my life. So, that's my complaint, and that's what I'm left with, disappointment and sadness, and trying to figure it out. And so the future that gets created when it arises is, how am I going to not allow the physical impact, which is a temporary pain, to take me out and prevent me from being 100% and effective and really present with whatever it is that's going on and I'm involved in, and not in the ultimate outcome, the intended outcome for this space.
Well, Nakia, may I make a suggestion? Sure. That the future may be more like wash, rinse, repeat.
Oh, I was on that one. Absolutely.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't clear. I just wasn't clear that the future would be that you be responsible with your health. You'll have the same issue, and you'll be left disappointed and sad. Watch, let's repeat.
And that's what I was going to say, because that's what it
I'm sorry. I got. Okay, run your segment.
Ronnie, I love you dearly. But each person is in their space. But absolutely, and that's where, and like I was saying, that is where I am with it. Wash, rinse, repeat, because I wash through it, rinse out, and it's what the hell,
Wash, rinse.
I got it.
Oh God! Hey, I'm in that same boat. So hey, just hand me an oar so I can keep rowing.
I'll be rolling. So, Diva Nikki, thank you, Ronnie B. Diva Nikki, please share the category: persistent complaint and way you behave or feel when the issue arises. What is the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises? And thank you in advance for your sharing.
Okay. Well, child, y'all hear us doing the work right along with y'all. So, get that paper and pen?
You got your paper and pen? All right.
So, I chose 3 categories to be all intermingled. I chose freedom, relationships, and health.
Okay.
So,
there's nothing wrong. Y'all can go ahead, Nikki.
So, with my freedom, my complaint with my freedom is me just living my life as I choose, and like a free spirit, and just kind of like a little butterfly. I fly over here, I fly over there, I land. I fly over here, I fly over there, I land. You try to touch me, I fly away. You almost get me, I go another way. I land on your shoulder, and I'm good. I fly away. I go back into my cocoon. And in my freedom of being me, that also comes with my freedom of expression, and that also comes with my freedom of engaging and interacting, giving, loving, just being. And in my freedom of just being, feeling like something's trying to take away that freedom. And it could be as simple as, and here's where relationships tie into this, it can be as simple as a misperception of how I'm relating to someone or someone's relating to me. And blurring lines where I'm comfortable in my freedom. And when I express how I feel, and this might hit a sensitive spot, so I'm going to just been saying no and being nice sometimes in my saying no to dating, saying no to relationships, saying no to sexual involvement, a desire for sexual involvement, and my no not being heard or my no not being respected. And that no not being respected my no not being respected affects my health and my freedom. It affects my health because it affects my mind, and anything that affects my mind and my spirit affects my physical body. So what comes up to me in that the immediate future is frustration, rage, and anger. What's created immediately is lack of trust and lack of honor and lack of respect, which goes back into the frustration and trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure things out like, where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong that my freedom is now at the risk of not just being enjoyed, of me just being? And my no was not enough for my boundaries to not be crossed. rinse, and then the relationships that I do have being affected by someone or other things that have nothing to do with them, and the lack of productivity that follows along with it, because now I'm in my head and I'm in my spirit and I'm in my body, and it's like a bunch of toxic things going on, affecting everything. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Got it. And thank you for sharing, Nikki. And I do want to again say that sometimes there's a combination of the three items, or a combination of all four. So we ask you to pick one category, but it doesn't mean that you just have to pick one category, because sometimes they do interlap, just like Nikki has just shared with us. And thank you again, Nikki, for sharing and allowing us to really be present to your experience of your wash, rinse, repeat. And we're all going to have breakthroughs. So, Sir Isaac.
Yes, honey, the breakthrough.
Yes, Sir Isaac.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Your time. On the chopping block. No, I'm just playing.
Pull that paper out. Come on, let's get to it, Isaac.
Absolutely. I like to enjoy myself, so, don't be overly serious when it comes down to me.
Absolutely. I understand.
Having a great time, even in the midst of our experiences and where we are and our, getting rid of the baggage, losing the baggage. So, Sir Isaac, please share the category, persistent complaint, and Ronnie is taking the notes, but please definitely write it down for yourself as well, because I highly recommend that, and I make the request of everyone to always have pen and paper in hand. Please share your category, the persistent complaint, and way you behave or feel when this issue arises. What is the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises? And you've had all three of us go before you. So I know you're already on point. So what's your story?
Well, honestly, this is a serious situation for me, because it really encompasses all the above categories, but namely health and relationships. Now, the feelings associated with it can be quite devastating.
Okay.
Now, money, it does require money, because it shall require much money and time to overcome this situation. And I say freedom because it shall free us all from a cellular mechanistic defect inevitability. So what does this all mean? My overwhelming complaint is that people do not understand the basic inner workings of the human cell. Or if they did, then they would understand that cancer is coming for us all. And thus, this is all of our fight. We should spend less time fighting one another and more time fighting against the common enemy, which is cancer. So I tend to behave by doing my best to educate others whenever possible. I choose to provide facts and a fundamental approach. Now, the future that gets created immediately is that most people are receptive to such relatable facts. My professors, my mentors, and myself, we understand this momentous complaint, and we need everyone to be united against cancer, because this is truly the answer.
Okay. Anything else for you? So when you say, okay, so your area is all three categories, and your area, you spoke of cancer in the cells, understanding your cells of your body. So educating others and the future that gets created, you said people are primarily perceptive. They receive what it is that you're talking about, and they understand and they get it, correct?
Most oftentimes, yes, they're primarily receptive, ma'am.
Yeah. Empress, may I offer something? Unless you were going somewhere.
I was going somewhere, but go on, Ronnie B.
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
So, what is your complaint on regarding the cancerous cells? What is your complaint?
It would seem that most people choose not to educate themselves on this matter, and as a result, they don't know that, hey, this is an inevitability for us all, and that's why I said it's all of our fight.
Okay. So now, what is the future that gets created immediately?
Okay, Empress, may I volunteer a little something?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Isaac, may I volunteer that that's not your complaint? That's what happens, right?
Correct.
I mean, that's what happens. So that would be like the truth or accurate. That's what happens. The complaint would be that people don't listen to you.
Well, when I actually talk to people, they do seem to listen. They tend to listen.
I mean, it's not that they, when I say that they don't listen to you, it's that, you're sharing this. And even when you share this, they still don't take the action. So it's like they didn't listen to you. I'm just putting it in the form of a complaint.
That could be true.
Yeah, that's what I'm just putting it in the form of a complaint. I'm not saying that you really complain, like, people ain't listening to me, this and that. But in the form of a complaint, that's all. And I was just going to say that, and the future is, because the future is always wash, rinse, repeat, is that you'll be out here sharing your heart out, being informative, being informed, and they'll still, go do what they do, wash, rinse, repeat. And that can be frustrating. Am I anywhere on target?
Absolutely. If that's the case, if they continue to do the things that they know will, exacerbate their situation, then absolutely that can be frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, but that'd be you frustrating, that you're sharing your heart out, and then you see them just go back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's and thank you for working with me on this part of the conversation. But the thing is, we can't take responsibility for someone else, but we can always take responsibility for ourselves. So we create the complaint as a way for us to see where we can be empowered, because we can do that. So thank you, and Empress, back to you.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Okay. So, having seen the future that gets created immediately when the issue arises, what is now possible in dealing with this issue that would give you freedom and power? Ronnie B., you still taking notes?
No, yeah. Hey. Yes, I am.
I'm just checking in. All right, Mr. Ronnie, your issue was the area of freedom. Excuse me.
Right. The area was freedom, and that I'll just be working, and that basically I end up frustrated and lonely. And one of the things, and I touched on it with Isaac, with our complaints. Our complaints are not about someone else or something is wrong. It's not that. Now, that's what happens with the complaint, and it may not be an intentional complaint, something from the spirit, but that's our humanity. That's our humanity. They're trying to take away my freedom. Well, of course you go make somebody wrong. You don't go to, yes, take away my freedom with joy, Hey, you don't react that way. But that doesn't mean that the occurring world is accurate, because it is what's being created. So, what I look at is that where I'm avoiding responsibility. And right away where I went was, well, hey, get out more, go to this and that, enjoy life, do this and that. And you know what? I forgot what Old Grumpy Radio was founded on. Because, see, sometimes I'll get into the possibility of Old Grumpy Radio, a world of peace and prosperity, and forget where we came from. And Old Grumpy Radio came from your angels to the rescue. Your angels to the rescue was the foundation of Old Grumpy Radio Network, a world of peace and prosperity. And the angels will work it all out. They will work it all out because they've been carrying us all along. They've been carrying me all along. So the possibility I can create that empowers me is that I am being cared for. Old Grumpy Radio and all the touches. These lovely ladies are being cared for by the angels, and they do come to the rescue. So that's what I see is now possible.
Thank you, Ronnie B. So, man, my area.
Okay. I wrote down your complaint. Are you ready?
Absolutely. I love this. Yes.
Okay. All right. Empress Nakia wrote that her category was health. And her complaint was that her present health situation shouldn't be. She should not have this health situation. And she does the right things and as directed, and it doesn't resolve the issue. So that leaves her disappointed, helpless, hurt, and sad. And the future is she'll go through the treatment, it'll reoccur, and she'll be left disappointed, helpless, hurt, sad, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yes. I like this, Ronnie. I'm going to have to keep you on. So what I now see possible for myself is taking responsibility and ownership of who I'm going to be, who I choose to be in every moment. Do I choose to be my pain? Do I choose to be my health concern? Do I choose to be my feelings and my emotions? Or do I choose to be a strong, empowered empress who has all the faith in the world, and all I need is the faith of mustard seed, the faith of a mustard seed to get through any experience and stand on my trust in God to carry me through, and not be present to what my feelings and that emotion is or that moment is, but acknowledge it, know that it's there, be like, okay, pain, I got you. You right there, I see you. And put it to the side and be responsible for what I'm supposed to be doing and where I'm supposed to be and who I am being in the moment and in all that I'm doing. And not allowing that to impact or have an impact on anything, because it's nobody else's fault. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Who cares about the pain? Because the pain doesn't determine the outcome of this experience that someone else is counting on me for, that my son is counting on me for, my loved one is counting on me for, my significant other is counting on me for. The pain is just a moment, but they need me and I need me more than that pain is going to have me. So I choose to be empowered, and I choose to have faith, and I choose to declare healing over my life. And I stand in that space, period. And there is no other option for me. So, Diva Nikki, Ronnie B., can you share with us Diva Nikki's issues? And
okay. All right, now, she didn't have any issues or complaints this week, so we can go on to Isaac.
Excuse me?
All right. Well, look, you threw in a joke. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We break. Isaac, we have to break the tension some. All right. So that was a break. That was a break the tension moment, you know. But
Isaac is going to get used to this. Welcome, Isaac, to the Prosperity Team.
Okay. All right. And so Nikki's complaint is that when she says no, it's not being heard as no, or it's just flat out being disrespected. And that leaves her frustrated, in a rage, and angry. And the future that gets created is one of lack of trust, honor, and respect.
You got it.
Okay?
Well done. All right.
Yeah, well done.
What is your possibility?
Well, what is my possibility is grace for myself in going through my process and being responsible for my process. Being kind and gentle and loving to myself through my process, because it is my process. So being loving and gentle and kind to myself in my process and sharing and creating the conversations to help forward things that need to be forwarded, place things that need to be placed, complete things that need to be complete, and grow in the challenge. Continue to grow in the challenge. And choosing growth, make a powerful choice of growth in overcoming the challenge.
Wow. I thank you, Nikki. Sir Isaac.
I'm here.
Would you please?
Ronnie, what was Isaac?
Good. He have no idea what he's doing with me. I'm just telling you, Ronnie, just be ready.
Okay, all right. Well, really, Isaac's was straightforward, and his complaint, and the persistent complaint is that, hey, I'm sharing with folks about the issue of cancer, and a lot of folks, they're hearing what I'm saying, but they really ain't listening because they ain't active, and that leaves me disappointed and frustrated because I really care about them and I really want them to get this message. And what happened is that I'll get out there and, really, want to share this and share it. And there'll be so many that, like I said, they'll hear it, but they ain't really listening. And I'll get frustrated again. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Right. Very good. Thank you, Ronnie B. All right, Isaac. So, what do you now see possible?
Well, for clarity's sake, like Mr. Ronnie said, my complaint or issue can be summarized saying the community's self-education of the collective fight against cancer, it's not there. It's lacking. So what I see possible, the solution henceforth, I believe that in due time, people shall adhere to this message and apply it to every facet of their life. However, like Mr. Ronnie said, I cannot take the full responsibility of others' failure to adhere to it.
Got it. So let me think, Diva Nikki.
Empress, I'm going to interrupt one last time. And I just wanted to ask Isaac. I just wanted to ask, and I just want, look, go get some freedom somewhere. Okay, Isaac, what I wanted to ask was, and the question was, around that issue, you just created a possibility and a future that they will get it. They will get it. Does that give you any freedom around your complaint?
Absolutely. It does.
No, we like to check in, not assume. because that does make an ass out of you and me. Oh, I forgot Mama's on the phone. Nakia, Empress, do something.
In the corner.
Hey, she done heard words.
In the corner. Thank you. I thank you, Isaac. We get that you have gotten freedom out of your participation in this exercise surrounding cancer and people being responsible for the impact. So let me again, I'm going to thank you, Ryan, E.B., and Diva Nikki, of course, for sharing in the exercise. And I definitely want to give a special thanks to Isaac for being so generous and playing with us during this exercise. So this exercise is not about fixing anything. Get clear. It's not about fixing anything. There's nothing broken, so there's nothing to be fixed. It is about providing an access to power that you can create, an access to power that you can create. So, Dee, please take us to break.
No, there'll be no breaking. We're going to go on. I'm cracking the whip.
All right. Well, okay then.
Just kidding. So coming up in the next segment, the finale, Isaac's final interview and future wealth. Stay tuned.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Over to Diva Nikki for the finale.
Well, Isaac, thank you for sharing and for staying. I have a few more questions, so let's go. What challenges do you see lurking in the water that will try to slow you down or take you off the path from having your business succeed beyond expectations?
Well, since I broke my first Guinness World Record, my personal training business has indeed picked up. However, part of my fitness business is me leading by example and showing people that anything is possible no matter the odds. As such, Guinness World Records has recently approved me to challenge my next world record, which is the most number of standard push-ups in 3 minutes. The number that I have to beat is 300 push-ups in 3 minutes. And this event shall take place on Guinness World Record Day 2019, which is November the 14th of this year. Now, be that as it may, I am more of an explosive and momentum athlete, and this particular world record requires a great deal of muscular endurance. Needless to say, I have only been training for about 1 week thus far, and it has been excruciatingly intense.
I can only imagine. Please share 2 pitfalls you have seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for having their dreams and desires manifested.
Okay, number 1, discipline. We must take accountability and responsibility for our own actions. This does include requiring our own selves to be properly conditioned and strengthened in order to stay the righteous path while achieving our goals and dreams. Number 2, consistency. We must never give up for any justifiable reason, no matter what the failure or setback, in order to achieve our goals and dreams. Therefore, we must remain steadfast on the path during our journey to manifest our desires and dreams.
Okay. Discipline and consistency. and accountability for our own. Okay. Now, would you please share with us one practice you use daily to keep yourself in action and focused on the results you intend to produce?
One practice for me would be a twofold mechanism, that is prayer and meditation, because I believe that we should never have those two separated.
Now, what do you have on your plate? Well, what don't you have on your plate, actually? But how can our listeners learn more about your services and your projects, along with what's on your plate?
Okay. I am currently working on all-natural, plant-based, sweet treat, nutritional good. I have 2 more. You're so welcome. I have 2 more Guinness World Records that I shall be breaking this year. And people can contact and follow me via my social media platforms, which includes my email addresses, phone number, etc. They can follow me on my Facebook at www.facebook.com/therealityofitness. They can follow me on Instagram at www.instagram.com/the.reality.of.fitness. They can also send me a friend request on my personal Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Issac. That's ISSAC. A little different from the biblical spelling. And it's .D, as in Delta, .Coleman. And they can also subscribe to me on YouTube at www.youtube.com/therealityofitness. And finally, I would like to say that in reality, as it pertains to the human biology, anything is possible if one employs proper nutrition, proper technique, determination, and dedication. And together, we are going to put the reality back in fitness.
Well, on that note, having said all of that, thank you, Isaac. Now,
thank you.
Team, you're welcome. Team, anything you would like to share or acknowledge from the interviews? Empress Nakia.
Absolutely. I just want to say, first of all, Isaac, thank you for your sharing. Thank you for being a part of this episode. I believe that each of us got so much out of your sharing and our listening of each other, our listening of you, and our listening of just what is present and becoming more and more present for ourselves as we do this work. It is something that cannot be done. We could not be who we are, and we could not continue to grow and develop and be who we have chosen to be for our listeners if we were not willing to do the work ourselves. Like, we live, breathe, and eat this. And,
Amen.
You know, Ronnie is a sure testament of it. You know, it's like I'll have no freedom because everything that I do to this work, he commits so much time, and I can attest to, and I'm sure Nikki can attest to, each of us, right, our commitment. And Ronnie's commitment, because he's been in it since the creation. He is a founding of this work. And I get emails all times of the day, all times of the night, text messages, you know, regarding work that he's doing. Like, he's producing. While I'm sleeping, he's producing. While I'm eating, while I'm working, he's producing. And I want to acknowledge you for your level of commitment. And, like, whatever you stop or whatever you make different choices on, you get empowered and fired up to say, you know what? Let me get focused on what it is that I'm here for and what it is I need to be doing. And you have been producing, like, creating crazy like never before. So I want to acknowledge you for that, Ronnie. I want to acknowledge you for really being in the conversation, for getting flat and getting clear with what concerns you and the impact that what concerns you have had on you, and have a voice and speak boldly and working through the experience with us, because it takes a big person. It takes somebody special to put themselves at issue. It takes someone special to put them out there and share, because we are all human beings. We all make choices. We all make mistakes. And we are not about making people wrong, and we are not standing to fix anybody. We're standing to discover what there is to discover for ourselves and see what's missing and how can we be responsible for our actions or lack thereof. I want to acknowledge myself for really looking and being a stand for this enterprise, and being a stand for our guests, and being a stand for the work that we are committed to doing, the choices that we made as human beings, as individuals, for a love of the people of this world, one person, one listener at a time.
Yes.
And being able to make the difference, but also being willing to walk through it and putting myself out there and really looking at my life. Like really, when I say pen and paper in hand, I don't just talk to everybody. I'm talking to me as well.
Right.
And being responsible for what I'm asking our listeners to do. So this is a partnership. This is what leadership looks like. This is what a commitment looks like. This is what love looks like. So thank you so much, because, Isaac, this show has given us the opportunity to really look and really be for each other what we have been and what we haven't been, whether we realize it or not. We get just as much value as our listeners, and I am being responsible in saying I know that you have gotten value out of this experience, Isaac. In my listening of you, you've gotten value. And I pray and I ask that you take the value that you've gotten and share it with others and allow people to experience what you've experienced and get value for themselves by sharing and being responsible and owning who you have been being and being okay with the outcome and not on all the responsibility of whether someone chooses to take cancer seriously or not. And you
Absolutely.
have. So thank you so much. And I know I said a lot, and I want to be responsible, and I know the time is 6:57, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Thank you. Mr. Ronnie.
Well, I for the sake of time, I'll succeed my time to Nakia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're awesome.
Oh, and I'm
yes,
not
you
sorry.
are.
Forgetting.
That's right. You're not sorry. You are awesome. Okay. I got so much from the interview, from all of it. And so to sum it up so that we can go on for sake of time, discipline, consistency, everything that we need, we have the power to do within our health, within ourselves, and taking care of ourselves, being focused, and that cancer is waiting for us all, but we all have the ability to do something about it, starting with our voices. So that's okay. So over to Empress of Faith for future wealth.
Okay.
Wait. Isaac, please stay for the rest of the show. We thank you for sharing. We know we're close to time, but please stay for the rest of the show. And thank you for sharing and being on Grow Your Mind and Money. It's been quite the experience and wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Diva Nikki. So we experience a current world and future from conversations we choose to generate in a current world we desire. Experience, express, and producing results in our lives. We have a little exercise intended to empower you in clearing the space so you can be present, your world, and future. All right. I know y'all have y'all notepads, because when I say pen and paper, I don't mean just one sheet, right? Okay. So create the following categories: romance, community, money, and health. Now, really be present to this communication because I'm going to go through it so we can move and complete our show. Answer the following questions. Answer this question regarding your category of romance, community, money, and health, okay? Under each category, answer this question: where or with whom do I lack freedom or the future sucks? Next, answer these questions: how long have I lacked freedom or the future sucks in this area or with this person or group of people? Next question: am I willing to take a breakthrough in this area or with this person? Be honest, and it is not good or bad. You're not willing to have a breakthrough. It is simply what's so. Okay, that's what you choose. If you're willing to have a breakthrough in this area or with this person or group of people, what conversation are you willing to have that will allow you to be vulnerable so others can see your strength? Access to power is communication. Your ability to be vulnerable is the key to your breakthrough. And that has been displayed all over this segment tonight. Keep working on this exercise during the week. And if you have any questions or need coaching, please email us at diva@prosperousdivas.com. A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time,